Hey, welcome back to Onyx Book List. Yes, my hair is still blonde. I think I told you in my booktuber watching tag that I might just keep it blonde for a while. So I am, and I did not curled it. So yeah. All right. So let's talk about what we're here to talk about, and that is my Christmas reads. So I read a few romances, and for Christmas books usually, unless they're about I don't know, some type of deep family issues. They're usually involving romance. So let's talk about my Christmas reads. So I read two books by the author by the name of Debbie Macomber. I'll put one of the books here, and then the book after. I'll put the other book next. So the first book was Dashing Through the Snow, and you are reading about two people who are in the airport trying to get home. Well, the one young lady, I forget her name. I think her name is Allison. She's trying to get home to surprise her mom for Christmas, and Dash is trying to get to Seattle for an interview. Um, she, for some reason, is on the no-fly list, and when she's trying to just get a seat, um, the I don't know if they call what are they called? The lady at the desk, the customer service agent or the flight agent, is just telling her like we don't have anything available. Can you just stand aside and I'm so sure we can accommodate you. And the guy behind her, of course, is Dash, and Dash is like, "Are you saying there's no flights or just no flights for her?" And come to find out, she's on the no-fly list, and you find out fairly soon why she's on the no-fly list. She's being mistakenly identified as a domestic terrorist with the same full name and everything. And you go on this kind of fun journey of her and Dash growing to love each other because they start off hating each other. They grow into loving each other while trying to get to Seattle. And there's also FBI agents following them because, of course, they believe she is a terrorist. So it's quite cute. They did make it into a movie. I believe it's either a Hallmark movie or it is a Lifetime movie, but it's very cute. I haven't watched the movie, but the book was cute. I enjoyed it for what it was. The next book I read by Debbie Macomber was The 12 Days of Christmas. Now, I actually like this one more than I like the Dashing Through the Snow. The premise of this one is there's this young lady who hates her neighbor. Like, he is a curmudgeon. He is just very nasty to her all the time, and she just doesn't know why. And you come to find out that she's trying to get a job, and one of the job requirements is that she has to write a blog for a period of time, and she's competing against a few other people, and whoever gets the most traffic to their blog will win or will receive the position. So she calls her friend like this dude, and the way you get introduced to these two characters is that the mean neighbor steals the main character's newspaper, and she comes out to catch him, and she's calling her friend like, "You will not believe what this dude just did. He stole my damn newspaper." So her friend's like, "You just need to kill him with kindness." In fact, while you're killing him with kindness, you should probably write about how you're trying to change him, or your experiment of trying to kill him with kindness the 12 days before Christmas. So you go on this journey of hate-love relationship, of course. And at first, he's kind of like, "I don't like you, I don't like you." And then there's a turning point where he gets sick, and she kind of like bullies her way into taking care of him. So it was quite a cute story. I actually liked it more than the Dashing Through the Snow story book or novel by Debbie, but it was good. So then I read the My New Crush Gave to Me by, I'm not gonna say her last name right. Her first name is Shania, and I think that I'm just gonna put it here. Um, but it was a YA. And it is about a teenage girl who needs a date to a party, and she sets her sights on this guy by the name of Teo. And he is like the captain of the football team. He's smart, he's volunteering, and she's not very close to him, so she needs some help. So she enlists the help of his cousin DJ. And of course, it's a hate to love relationship. It's YA. And while she's trying to get to know Teo, DJ actually falls for her, and then she realizes that she's fallen for him too. Um, I'm not gonna give you a whole bunch because of the fact that it's a cute story. However, I don't like the main female character. I actually believe she doesn't. She's quite. She's a bit of an asshole, kind of like she's just very angsty and very much just self-centered to a T, in my opinion. But DJ, the guy who she's enlisting to help her with this winning over his cousin Teo, is a very cute character. I like him a lot, but yeah, the main character was kind of on my nerves halfway through the book. I was like, bitch, better get your life together. Okay. All right. The next book I read was The Mistletoe Promise. Now, this book was probably my favorite of all that I've read so far. The Mistletoe Promise is by Richard Paul Evans. And the story is about a young lady who has moved, or who is working. Um, she's single and she's divorced. And one day, this guy who she's noticing all the time has come up to her and said, "Hey, I noticed that you're single too. I'm single. I just hate people. I hate going to Christmas parties by myself. I hate, you know, just being by myself kind of throughout the holidays. Do you mind pretending to be my girlfriend for all these events? The same for you. I'll go to your events and that kind of thing." And it sounds like it's just a romance, but this story is much more than just a romance Christmas story. This story actually touched my heart a lot because it talked about forgiveness of yourself more than anyone else. It was more about forgiveness of yourself. And you find out that the main character has done something really bad. And you feel for her because everyone has been punishing her. Her ex-husband punished her. The public has punished her. Um, and it's really, really sad what happened. But she has to learn to forgive herself for what happened. And she finds that forgiveness not necessarily in the guy who pretends to be her boyfriend, but just the journey that they go through. She realizes that I need to forgive myself, and she does forgive herself. And you find out that she's not the only one that needs forgiveness in the story. So it's a very cute story. The story does involve romance, but I promise you, it is much, much more about self-love and forgiving yourself. Of course, the romance element between the two characters is a big thing because it's a Christmas story, and most Christmas stories um, involve romance. So I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so the next book I read is called The Christmas Sisters, and it is by Sarah Morgan. And it is about these three sisters who were adopted by their mom's best friend. Both their mother and father were killed in a climbing accident around Christmas, and they go to live with Suzanne, their mom's friend, who eventually adopts them. And you now meet them at the ages of, like, I don't know, their 30s. And you meet Beth, um, Posey, and Hannah. And Hannah is the oldest, Beth is the middle sister, and Posey is the youngest. And you basically um, go through the story of them experiencing different points in their life, what's going on in their lives, and it surrounds Christmas time and them coming back to Ireland to spend it with their adopted mom. And they also have to talk about the death of their parents again because it is a big part of their life. And it is a very good story. It is a heavy story. It is not a light Christmas read. Like, you're not gonna just be able to read this and instantly, you know feel the Christmasness. It is just a story that takes place at Christmas, which it was a very, very well written, very good story, and I enjoyed reading it. It is about how, and I've said this in a review I did recently for another book, and in a reply about another book too, is that death happening to a family affects all those people differently. And I've said this before, like, I am a prime example of that. My family is a prime example of that. uh, I am also adopted. My aunt adopted me when I was 12, but she's always been in my life. um, my mom died when I was 4, and I have two brothers. I have two biological brothers. And the story kind of reminded me, much like my brothers, like each of us dealing with our parents, our mothers passing very differently. Like, I'm a protector. My oldest brother is a daredevil. My youngest brother is just, he's still very angry. I mean, my mom has been gone for 30 plus years, and he's still angry about it. Like, he's still very angry that he didn't have a mom, a traditional mom in a sense. So, and this story was very much like that. Like, they're still dealing with the wound of their parents passing. But it has a wonderful, wonderful message. And yeah, I think you'll like it. Definitely take a read. Even if after Christmas, if you got a little time and you want to just read a book that just happens to take place at Christmas, it's a good one. The last book I read was Dash and Lily Book of Dares. I think that's what it's called. Let me go look for it. Yeah. Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. This is a very cute story. I just finished this one, I don't know, a day or so ago. It's about Lily. Lily has, her parents are actually on vacation, and they're on their honeymoon that they never took from when they got married. And she is kind of quirky, kind of the little the oddball out, if you will. I mean, that's how she kind of describes herself. And she wants to basically challenge a random person to go on kind of these scavenger hunts for her. And she does it by placing this book in a secondhand bookstore where her cousin works. And the first person who picks it up, or and picks it up and meets all the requirements, she wants to continue on in this kind of daring each other back and forth. And she's about, I think she's 16. So yeah, so the person who picks it up, of course, is Dash. Dash is a teenage boy, and his parents are both on vacation too. His parents are divorced. He told his father that he was going to go spend time with his mother, and his parents don't talk, so they didn't say, hey, is Dash really staying with you? The father just assumed that he was staying with his mom, and then he told his mom that he was staying with his dad, and his mom just assumed that he was telling the truth. So basically, you go on this ride with them where they basically do dares back and forth with each other, and we find out that they basically are the complete opposite of each other. Like, she loves Christmas, she's very hopeful about things, even though she clearly, even though she's kind of the oddball out, he hates Christmas. He's kind of very emo and very cynical. And they finally meet, but when they finally do, well, the first time they meet, she's actually intoxicated, and she's hugging another guy from school, and he takes it very badly. And I don't like Dash in this book. I don't like him. I think he is full of himself. I think that he is very arrogant, and um yeah, like, Lily deserves better. But anyway, of course, you know, this is the first book. I believe right now there's two books. I haven't read the second book. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to read it. Um, but yeah, this book is cute. It was very cute. It's very YA, a lot of angst. And this is why it's hard for me to read YA, because, like, this is really what I mean, not really, but the sentiment is the same. Like, teenagers are very self-centered. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, those are my Christmas reads. I really hope you pick up at least the Mistletoe Promise, Christmas Sisters. I think you might enjoy My New Crush Gave to Me. What is the other one I just said? Oh, I think if you're really into really quick, um, just traditional Christmas stories, or not Christmas stories, Christmas romances, anything by Debbie Maccomer, you will enjoy. And yeah, Dash and Lily's Book of Dares is cute too. So tell me what you think. In the words of Bobby reads too much, let's be friends. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.